Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our session today. We would like to present today our video management software, Axxon 4.4. That's the latest development of AxxonSoft. And before we start, a couple of words about AxxonSoft itself. AxxonSoft is a major software developer with a video management system for 16 years. It's a global company with 50 branches across the globe, 550 employees. We have around 6,000 certified partners, and we support about 20,000 different devices. It's our open architecture software, open DMS, I would say. And recently we have released Axxon 4.4 version with some of the features on which I would like to highlight today. So Axxon Next is the software which basically are able to run the custom layouts, as well as it has pretty flexible GUI, which make it easy to for the operators to search and perform specific tasks, like the export has custom layouts, and viewing files immediately right after. The system allows you to export multiple streams at a time, and then encapsulate everything into the corporate player. It's executable file which you can run and play back all the streams independently, and provide that exports to a third party without the VMS installations. That kind of file will run right away. It makes it easy to handle and classify the alarm events. You have their ability to customize the layouts with their health boards or event viewers, as well as utilize the built-in web browser, I would say, which we call Webboard. So you can easily put the HTTP URL link and get access to something like, in my case, it's a Google Maps or the weather information and access control system. The idea behind that is that you can integrate easily the web boards into the VMS platform. The major part of Axxon Next VMS is the video analytics. So we have the artificial intelligence video analytics, and these days it's allow us to detect not only people, but also the human posture. So as you can see on the video, each person has a so-called the skeleton, which is segmented into separate body parts, and the position of the body parts makes it possible to determine a person's posture. And using this information, you can manage social distancing, man-down detections, raised arms, and that kind of detections. So on the other hand, as you may see, that we can use human detection and also detect the queue and count people in the queue as well. For some other purposes, we also implemented the human behavioral analytics for the handrail. Whether the person is holding it or not can be detected by the system as well. So with the 4.4 version, we've added a few type of the analytics that you can utilize at AxxonSoft. So AI right now can be effectively used to count visitors. So here we have a non-standard field of view, and with the camera facing down, and the video analytics accurately detects visitors crossing the virtual line. So we use some artificial intelligence to detect human, and then virtual line to count people who intersect that line. So that kind of functionalities could be easily adopted to their occupancy detection. So when you have like our maximum number of visitors per store, let's say, and then utilize that analytics for that purpose. On the other hand, we have the propane gas tanks over here, which the idea was to detect the propane tanks, but not any other objects, and count them in the system right away. And basically the neural network are specifically trained for that purpose. So that is what we call their custom video analytics developed by AxxonSoft. So I will demonstrate a couple of more examples over here for the AI object counting. So the monitoring parking time for these projects is there. One of the use cases, and for this one we have the maximum permitted parking time as 30 minutes. So the system detects a vehicle and continuously tracks it as a single object. And after 30 minutes, the operator receives a notifications that the permitted time has been exceeded. The less common example is that we have something like a real car wheel set. And the idea is pretty much the same, that we detect only the real car wheel set. And then we have the virtual line, and then we count number of these wheel sets at a time. So basically, these events we can send to a third party, like ERP software, for instance, and even check the dwelling time on the platform. So as AxxonSoft, we developed multiple different AI video analytics, which we can combine and then get a different type of detections, including custom video analytics, like you can see in my examples over here. On the other hand, here we see the neural network detecting rail cars against a moving background. So basically, the AI analytics right now allows you to count and detect objects, even if it's a moving camera. Like in my case, it's a camera mounted in a drone, or the camera mounted on a client's industrial facility, and the objective is to count the number of rail cars that pass on each rail and track it in different directions. So that's something that could be easily realized with the AxxonSoft video analytics at the moment. And here we have two examples of controlling, protective equipment use, such as identifying when someone isn't wearing a helmet or high visibility vest, in my case. So on a technical level, these solutions are notable because each one uses 3 different types of neural network at once. And the first detects an individual, while the second identifies the parts of their body. So that's what we talk about, the combination of the AI analytics and to get a task done. And the third neural networks, for instance, over here we have their face mask detection, and we can configure the software to detect the person without a face mask. So for the COVID-19 response, AxxonSoft developed their integration with the thermal cameras and to detect the human elevated skin temperature from the thermal camera. So the idea is that we got their notification in the software. We could also integrate with the cameras like Mobotics, M16, TR for the analytics which running in AxxonSoft. So we detect human face and then are using the SDK, get the temperature from the thermal sensor of the cameras and then display it on top of their video, pretty much the same like you can see right now. So besides that integration that we developed in-house, we have the standard camera integration from multiple devices which support the elevated skin temperature detection. As we said at the beginning, the human posture detection allows us to detect the social distancing as well as a part of the COVID-19 response solutions. And face mask detection once again. Yeah. Nowadays, so the AI neural tracker recognizes and tracks the moving objects. It could be their human or vehicle. In our case, it's their human detection. You can see on the left, we have standard video motion detection. So when it's there outside, we detect the shadow, snow, rain, insects during the night, and leaves in this case, a lot of false positive alarms. And then on the right, we have the AI human detection, purely based out of the human detection. And so we ignore all the other detections, but only concentrate on human detection. So that's one of the detections that you can get out of their Axxon Next. If you go with the universe license, the human vehicle detections bundled with the VMS license in this case. Turning your attention to more, like a general request that we provided AI solutions for fire and smoke detection. Specifically for the wildfires, smoke detection, the early prevention could really help dramatically to prevent the fire. And we've got multiple cases, positive cases around the globe where the AxxonSoft system installed and prevented the wildfire by detecting the smoke. So the idea is that we train the artificial intelligence neural network to detect the smoke and differentiate it from clouds, fog, and dust. That's the idea, and it works pretty well in our installations globally. The other hand is that Axxon Next 4.4 comes with a real-time facial recognition, and there are some watch list which you could synchronize in the cloud right away. So in my case, I'm uploading there multiple photos and then register the person into their cloud list, and then you can set multiple lists if you want, and manage your list. And if the person from that list appeared in front of the camera, you can get a notification out of the system with the percentage of that recognition person's name and information about that person as well. On the other hand, we have the license plate recognition, and basically the idea is that the AxxonSoft gets the push notification if there is a license plate recognized, and if that recognized license plate is in the watch list, then you can get a notification out of it. So obviously it is searchable, and we support all around 200 countries and all 50 states in the US. So that part of the artificial intelligence video analytics, some new cases that we had developed in Axxon Next now over, and we have we need somehow to accelerate this type of AI analytics. So we've integrated for that purpose the Intel videos acceleration, neural network acceleration cards. It's Mustang V100 and there is a new generation coming out also now on the integration process. These cards are available right now, and you can get like all the way up to 60 channels per card with let's say human detection or analytics like that. On top of that, let us see what else we can do with Intel. I have a short video clip for you.
These challenges require hitting backward and dated milestones to update technology genes and security DNA and to show utmost vigilance. We have the solution. Imagine not just the usual security guard, but security guard with PhD in physics and applied mathematics, expert in training algorithms for neural networks, with his proficiency proven by 150,000 plus successfully implemented projects, advanced and specifically trained hard to detect and recognize threats and to prevent losses. Imagine the guard armed with detection tools and up-to-date hardware like CPU, GPU, and accelerators for increased performance, capable of working 24/7, having clear understanding of human behavior, like non-compliance with current requirements. On top of that, endowed with supreme memory and ability to analyze vast amounts of information in mere seconds. Imagine the security guard unlimited in detection range, more accurate and not prone to false alarms. Imagine the guard that has clear understanding of all the intricacies of your business, be it retail, bank, or else, stationed at any location as required by you and your business. Imagine AxxonSoft plus Intel solution.
All right, on top of that, we have their ability to run their some analytics for the post-recording, that what we call forensic search. So this is not a new feature, but worth to mention that at AxxonSoft in our genes, basically we've started the development with their you know, that the clear intention to make their smart VMS with their searchable functions like that one. So you can search for any objects which intersect that line from left to right, and also there you can add the criteria for your search, like human or vehicle, color, directions, speed of these objects. So it's easily configurable for the operator, and you can run the analytics within a seconds, basically, because the idea behind is to work with their already generated metadata, which are synchronized with the video files, and basically when you run the search, you're working with the metadata, and that's why the search is near instant. It's pretty fast. So you can search for the guy wearing blue jacket, or the red car, or the person who's been in the area number 1 and then directed towards the area number 2, this kind of stuff. So the other search options that we have is the time compressor. The time compressor is the solution which basically captures all moving objects in the scene at a different times, like let's say 10:15, 10:20, 10:30, or 11 a.m. And then it displays them in a short video clip, like you can see over here. And using this tool, you can review the hours of recorded videos in just minutes. For instance, if you are interested with certain activities or person, you can just tap on that activity and then go back to that period easily and investigate it normally. Or you can run it for some artificial intelligence analytics as well. So detection of AI, like in my case, is there face detections. You can do it for human vehicle detection, basically all the analytics that we demonstrated at the beginning of my presentation. On top of that, what you can do is that utilize the search with facial recognition. For that purpose, you can upload their the photo from your mobile phone or like whatever it is, or any place, and then ask the system to search for similar faces across the multiple cameras. And again, you are going to have the near instant results for the facial recognition as well and face search. Pretty much the same stuff you can do for the license plate search. So you can type the recognized license plate and search for like across the multiple cameras that vehicle with that license plate. Also in 4.4, we improved our video wall management. So, and right now we can send any available layout to any client within the system, because the idea is that you have the ability to control that those monitors through TCP/IP connections without or any additional software. So you only need the VMS for that. So no video wall controller is required. So and the video are just the monitors connected to different computers. It might be servers or clients, and the operators easily are able to communicate with that video wall within the software. In 4.4, we also updated our web client. Right now, you can see that the web client is pretty much similar to our thick client, because you have ability to create the layouts. You can work with the alarm panel as well and get the notifications, alarm notifications in the software. You can search for the things like run our smart search. Pretty much the same stuff I've just demonstrated for the thick client. You can run right in your web browser. You can have access to the heat map in the web browser, search for the license plates or face search as well. So basically it's new approach, and the client is comprehensive and works real good with smart search and that kind of stuff that we had for our thick client, now moving to the web client as well, all that features. And one of the biggest things that we have within the new updates with 4.4 is there some updated security policy that you can use. You can set minimum password length and get the expiry date and set the password strength, and at the same time you can block the users and specify the bound time for that users, and you can set the number of failed login attempts. That makes your system very flexible in terms of how you want it to be for the password policy and the protection. So it's fully configurable in the system, as you can see in the options, and we have new stuff like security policy, and you can set all these parameters right in there. Another cool feature which I believe that we have in Axxon Next is a system integrity check. The idea behind that when you started servers and clients, Axxon Next automatically checks the digital signatures that we have for all the executable files, and if some files are modified by viruses or any other, like a third-party system, so you can have immediate notification on that. Like you can see that there, the system integrity compromised notification, and exactly the file which has been compromised. So this is something that we have implemented into our software, and it's running pretty well. So it's increased your, obviously the security, and you will get notified if there's something wrong with the system. Some other features like our Axxon cloud services has been improved, and nowadays you can easily register at axxonnet.com. This is our managed cloud options, which means that you can get the token right in the system, upload the token into the VMS software, and connect your on-prem NVR into the cloud. It's a free of charge feature, and allows you to connect the on-prem NVRs right away into your web browser access, your cloud access, without the port forwarding and public IP features. Also, there is some good features, like we call the link between the cameras. So the idea is that what you can do, you can easily edit the layout and link the system and different cameras with other cameras. So you can hold the left button of your mouse and drag and drop that the camera icon into the layout, name it accordingly, and then once you hit that that button, the system basically will lead you to that camera. That kind of solutions will make it easier for to navigate from one camera to another, and you control that links right in the software. So once you click on that link, the system will direct you to that camera, and you can easily return back by hitting the the button on the top. So on top of that, we also make more secured camera connections. So the camera support the encryption, so it is now feasible to connect and receive encrypted video streams from those cameras. Normally we use RTSPS or HTTPS with the TLS encryption. So this is another improvement for security reasons. And we've added some privacy settings to support CCPA and GDPR as well. So you can get there some automate face notifications and face detection, and also hide those faces from the real-time view and archive playback. You can basically hide something right away on your real-time video, and at the same time you can hide the objects from the exported video as well. So in this case, you can see in my video example, we basically hide one object from the exported video. Another cool feature that we basically are integrated with the Axxon Next is the archive synchronization. Basically, the idea behind that is that you probably have some cases like this one when you have install their video surveillance in their moving vehicles like buses, trains, and so on. And we have the ability to automatically synchronize the storage between these moving, objects, NVRs, which installed like mobile NVRs mainly on the buses or the police cars and so on. Also, Axxon Next it's a professional VMS, enterprise level VMS, which comes with the failover features and as well as the some LDAP integrations, and now we have ability to automatically update the clients for our system. So the idea is that when you update the server side, the remote clients will get the updates from this particular server automatically, and you can run it in, within the first run. The system will ask you to update, and once you agree, the system will download the new version and update the client automatically. Okay, so this is pretty much it for all of our today's update. Let us see if we have any questions here, so which we can address. See, my colleagues supposed to help you out with these questions. Okay, so I see that most of the questions has been answered already. So you please continue to ask your questions, and we can address them accordingly. Okay, and see that all the questions has been answered. That's great. So I appreciate your attention, and thanks for taking the time and connecting to our session. And we will run that kind of updates pretty frequently once we release the software. And see you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.